Spiral Nights podcast, hosted by Lord Hood, Lazarus Clay, and Zagreus.
Episode 59, recorded on December 8th, 2013. Lord Hood, you ready to start?
Sure.
Okay, go.
Yet another episode at episode 59, recorded on December 8th.
I already did the date, just introduce the show.
I'm gonna say the date again, because no one heard you.
Yeah.
And this is Lord Hood.
Sang. I didn't hear him finish. I thought someone coughed. You had to start.
I did cough, but it's okay, we're just gonna go with it, because
Fine.
this opening is awesome.
That's so stupid.
Zang got run over by a reindeer.
Shut up, Lord Hood.
Ladison's
No, come over there and beat you with Betty.
Oh,
with a
good.
flat edge.
I have the
We have the SnipeMobile.
I don't even care.
Let's get some organization. That's Lord Hood. The other one is the other voice, disembodied voice is Zang. I'm Ladison Sklay. This is the Arsenal podcast where
Say I, Ladison Clay.
I am.
Ladison Caveman here.
We have a Grandma Nazi.
Yeah.
We can't
I
have
am-
Grandma Nazis on American podcasts. Get off.
Well,
I am Latizan Sklay, eh?
yeah, you can see Ladison Sklay, but we don't have bodies, so, I mean, we just float
Is
around.
it weird? Is it weird
I
that
have a
Ladison
video
backward
with
is
my video
nasitol?
in, but I don't think I look the best right
That
now.
sounds nasitol.
I don't even
some
know. This
clothes on.
podcast is about Spiral Nights, I promise. We are joined in the studio. More than likely. We are joined in the studio this week, once again, by everyone's favorite Reaper.
Woohoo.
In the whole
I don't know,
library.
I liked the last Reaper that tried to kill me. I mean,
I can kill you this time too.
He's also the Floso Snipes. So he is he is the embodiment of the Floso
snipe
Snipes.
knowledge.
Let's ho, my good sirs.
Excellent stuff. Alright. Well, we have the lockbox, and I think Lord Hood should open it because
Okay.
of what's in it.
I'm scanning my thumbprint on this high-tech lockbox that can't escape us.
Why does it look like your phone?
Okay, I'm
Since
scanning
when did
it.
we become evolved enough not to use keys?
Okay, I'm opening it, and there
Oh,
is the Snipe Pope. No, yeah, SnipeMobile. There's a snipe on a car.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
all it is.
It's a SnipeMobile. Throw that to me.
Na 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 na
It's
na
not a
na
giant
na 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 snipe.
with wheels on the side. It's not even a giant snipe. Wheels on the side.
No, I promise. They're
No,
holding up in
look.
front of the camera.
Look. It's for the stream viewers. So we
Wait,
can
we'll
separate
take
this.
some pictures of it and post them.
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
We'll take some pictures of
It's
this.
working too. It can like go
It is like
0.3
wind
miles
up,
an hour.
live action,
Snipe.
SnipeMobile. Snipe is very happy.
It's
He's got like
imported.
derpy eyes.
It's imported from China.
This,
Well,
I think it's an old ship from the Civil War era. Oh, the Spiral Knights.
I made it using my plastic mold set. You melt army men with candles, and then you pour it into the wax
Because
molds.
the only other thing you do with army men is shoot them.
Shoot
So-
them and burn them. I mean, we're
They are
cool
very
army
good
men.
for plinking, I'll say.
So this is our second piece of Spiral Knights merch, quote unquote. Though I don't think it was intended to be that way. That's exactly what it is. It's a snipe
It's
on a car. Greenlink says, I can't believe how much that actually looks like a snipe. Yes, you can go to our website, sklayelite.com/arsenal. There will be a link there under this episode 59 for where you can see pictures of the SnipeMobile that will take pictures of it.
Maybe we should do a video of
Like,
it in
comment,
motion.
subscribe while you're there, if you can.
Oh, maybe we'll just make we'll make the video out of it and
Yeah.
then post the video to the
Na na na
channel.
na 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 SnipeMobile.
There you go.
And it's going 0.3 miles an hour. Off to get stepped on.
I'm gonna drive it off across the room, and then we'll continue the show. So here we go. Go, SnipeMobile! Oh.
Okay, guys, wait a couple hours.
I can't see this. I don't
This-
have the
this
video
podcast is
screen
gonna be
up because
long.
I can't.
You seen the preview for that Lego movie?
Yep.
Which one?
The new one?
The new one? No, I don't understand.
There's a Lego movie coming out. I'm amazed they actually came up with this concept, but
Gandalf is in
it actually looks
in Batman.
legitimately okay considering.
Yeah, Batman actually would probably.
To the
He's being
Batmobile.
murdered.
The only
but-
issue is it doesn't look like they're trying to make it
like a Lego thing. It looks kind of like they're just trying to take Lego people and make them seem like they're real, which doesn't seem to work
some
for me.
people they are.
It'd be funnier if they knew that they were Legos and that they could essentially rebuild whatever they wanted at any time.
Oh, my legs! Oh, wait, I can stick new legs on.
It's like, oh, right, I'm a Lego person. Click. I have 6 legs now.
What was that? Oh, it was just the fourth wall shattering.
Okay, what's next?
Screaming highly and peachly because it's
the
being
Mona Lisa.
shattered extensively.
I thought
But
the
it would
Mona
be
Lisa.
funny because they're Legos, and that makes sense, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't
And
make
Sparrow
sense.
Knights look kind of like Legos.
Maybe. Okay, so you found what now?
The Mona Lisa.
In that
our
lockbox?
box. Yeah.
Really?
I guess it's artwork.
Oh,
Why would you?
it's
You're
represented.
gonna have
It's
to put that back because
That's not
otherwise we're going to
that's
get
not
in
Mona
trouble.
Lisa. That's Miley Cyrus. Put it back. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
but I don't understand.
There's
I
no
see.
resemblance.
I
She's
see.
sticking
Like,
your tongue out.
Hey, look, it's right here.
don't stick your tongue out because there's arcs of blue electricity coming out of this lockbox too.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even stick my tongue
Shocking,
out.
isn't it?
I have a bag on my head.
This is very true.
That's a Santy hat. It's not a
Oh,
bag.
well, we are talking about Sandy Hats too, so I like that tie-in.
No, you have a humbug hat, don't you,
Do I
Ebenezer?
even have one of those anymore? I think the only one I have is the humbug,
Yeah,
which is sad
Ebenezer.
because I love Christmas.
Ebezanger Scrooge.
Shut
Oh,
up.
how do you do that?
It does have that
Ebenezer
personality.
Scrooge.
The Scrooge's personality.
Ebenezer Hood?
Oh, no.
Ebenezer Square? I don't know. Ebenezer just means memorial. That's what the name means. Don't ask me why I know that.
Then just say
Etymology.
Zangrius Scrooge.
That is in Scrooge. There we go.
There you go, yeah.
That is in Scrooge.
Maybe
Or
that will be my Steam name. I don't know.
Madison Scrooge.
Usually I
How
put
about Lord
Lattice
Scrooge?
Santa Sklay.
How about Lord Scrooge? I mean, that kind of works.
We should just do that. We'll have one for...
I can't do anything with clever with my name because I don't want to, because I'm...
Pokey Zang.
No!
Okay. Q
Zang,
bumper.
Zang the red-nosed...
I said Q
I'm not
bunker.
gonna make... Yeah.
Bumper. Bumper. Bumper.
By the way, yeah, lad, we might want to keep this going.
Alright, let's try this.
Because we're already at 18 minutes.
So basically... We are. Well, there's a bumper running now.
No, actually,
Because
the
Lord
excavators
called
told the
for
truth.
one.
It was me who lied.
Yahoo!
Mission report.
I don't know what that was for.
It almost fit with the bumper. I might keep it in. I don't know. Okay, so I might just keep in our voices over the bumper this episode. This is an awesome episode already, I can tell you guys. The Arsenal
Okay,
derailed.
Get on with it.
Well,
Okay.
Mission Reports where we talk about our gaming experiences since the last podcast. This is actually kind of funny because I made an episode of Spiral Nights Impractical this week, and it was a challenge given by Swalter O'Dim, I think was the name, and it said it was the I'm Not Drunk challenge. Kind of like what I feel like we should disclaim here at this point that none of us...
I can't do that.
We're not... We
I'm
swear to
sorry, I don't
drunk,
have a
we're not
breathalyzer
God.
with me.
Wait.
It's impossible for me to not do that. All right, maybe right now. Actually, I'm a little bit.
For the rest of
Never
this
mind.
mission report, I will sit, pout, and complain
Yeah.
that I had no gaming experience because of my stupid internet.
You know, that isn't my
It does
designated
feel
driver.
bad. I've been sitting out on Spiral Nights for the longest time. I only logged in recently to try and see if there were any updates for the hats.
I've been playing Sanctum 2.
I've been playing Sanctum 2 with you.
Sanctum 2.
You know what I
League of
mean.
Legends, so what's new?
Well, there you go.
And it rhymed. too.
Silver lining, though.
And I got L Sword. L Sword's fun. And
Also-
Dungeon Defenders.
Is that the anime-looking game? Elsewhere?
Yeah. The funny thing is I'm playing as one of the female characters because I like her play style.
Are you sure it's just the play style?
Yes, I'm sure it's just a play style. And
Are
it's
you
not because
sure?
she's wearing a full-body mini skirt, essentially.
Okay.
Shut up.
I cannot even picture that in my mind, but we'll move on.
I've seen
Starbound.
this-
It's the character. I'm sorry.
Moving on!
Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead to Overheard.
No, let's not, because we didn't actually do anything here yet.
We have
I
to
don't know.
do things here.
Sanctum 2, L
What
Sword,
did-
Spiral Knights, hats, done.
What did we entail? But shut up.
Oh
I'm
my
trying to
goodness.
question.
Go ahead.
I asked the question.
Oh,
What was the
sorry.
question?
Can you ask it one more time?
Mama be ba be ba.
Background noise.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to interrupt this, and then Zhang ask her question after this. But Greenlink says in the chat, the Arsenal podcast wishes to remind you that the hosts are not under the influence of maple vodka. They do, however, have dangerously creative minds.
And all God's people said, Amen.
I don't know what you're talking about. Glug, glug, glug. Okay.
What was your question?
All right, so Lat, what did your week happen to entail? And please answer before the stupid sense comes over us again.
Oh, right. It's the SnipeMobile. I think it's affecting us. Morocco said in the chat earlier, or no, Greenlink said, to the Idiot Mobile. So, yeah.
I think the snipe is offended.
I hit 45k prestige this week. I don't know how I got there. But now there's a... Oh, no.
Wait, no one cares about prestige. So, I take back my clap.
No one cares. They didn't make any reasoning as to care.
Well,
Except for...
there's a nice, pretty little picture next to my name.
You're a horsey. I hope you're a horse lover.
Tail.
I hope you're a horse lover because now it is glued to your name forever.
Yeah, now you got a big fat horse right next to your name.
And be glad it's a head, not
Horse
another
head.
part.
Yeah.
It could be a leg or a tail.
If it were the tail, that'd be so stupid.
Like,
It could be something clever like
rear
a
of a
sword
horse.
or it could actually just be a shield. It could represent how you play, but it doesn't. It's just a horse head. It's not even is it even facing
This
your
is
name?
horse.
No, it faces away.
Yeah.
It
well,
doesn't
that
even wanna
means
look at
that
you.
the other end is facing you.
It's like it's facing away from you. It's like that crossed person that doesn't even look at you. They just kind of glance over their shoulder, give you
Giving you the
give
horse
the
shoulder.
half-ass glare. It's like, you're a 45k Vanguard. Woohoo!
Well, they did say that they're going to award prestige at other times, and what I was imagining at the time, and I still hope that they do, is they say, okay, so if you have more than, say, now, I guess the next mark is 60k prestige or something, then you can pick between these 3 emblems, and you
Or
can...
battle sprites or something.
And pick them. No, I don't think battle sprites.
If that's the case, they have to give some. They're probably going to be giving something out for anyone who has any level of prestige, I guess.
You have 40k, 45k
Because they're weird
prestige.
like that. That's
Or
what
if,
they
like,
did with
someone-
the, Lionheart stuff.
If someone ever hits 1 million prestige, they can change it in for crowns or something.
Oh, goodness.
Usually
A million?
it's... Then you start it back at
If we
0.
could just exchange our prestige for crowns, I'd do that right now.
Would you
Considering I'm
really?
sitting at a pretty nice amount of prestige, not 45k, but
But
I
at
don't-
a small scale...
It's a lot of work to get that many
I
crowns.
was about to say, at a small scale, you run 2 levels, right, for the daily mission, and you get, say, 1,500 crowns, 2,000 crowns from
Yeah.
the Endeavor, and then get, like, 80 back from the Prestige. It's like...
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
It's just not worth it.
Unless you got like 1 million prestige or something, but... It would take so long to get 1 million, though.
Oh my goodness, yeah. That's,
well,
like...
what if each unit of prestige matched up to a different amount of crowns? Like, what if it wasn't just 1-to-1?
I still don't think that they'd let you transfer what is basically reputation
And I'm
for
hoping that
money.
when they do give us a reward, it is actually a decent
You get 3 ecto drops.
maybe an
Hurrah!
item or something, or like Lat was saying, maybe an emblem. By the
Behold,
way,
a
we're
grand
not on
frost
topic.
falls from the heaven and
What were
splits
you
in two.
doing this week? Other than Inner Sanctum 2.
Inner Sanctum time. Yeah, I was in my Inner Sanctum in my room.
Playing Sanctum
Playing
2.
Sanctum 2.
I see
In the
what you
Holy of
did
Holies.
there.
He was in his manly cave of solitude.
Yeah, that's the man cave. You don't want to go in there. You get hurt.
Man cave.
It's automatic attrition for girls.
Actually, girls are welcome in my room, but never mind. Okay, yeah.
He is 18, by the way.
Turn your mic upright so it just stands upright. Thank you.
Yeah,
Much
nothing
Yeah.
to report.
Alright, and we heard Reaper, and we heard Zhang, unless you guys have other special stories.
Wait, I have a special story.
I don't know, unless you do. The other thing that I did is I made a video last night, and it took a long time, but I'm going to publish it, and it's not actually very funny, but it's introducing a new character to our YouTube channel, named Hector Hestavio.
Ha!
And Hector Hestavio
Hector
is...
Estavi.
Yeah, anyways,
It's an anagram, or whatever it's called.
it's a letter flip. But anyways, that's going up sometime this week, and it's to celebrate. In one sense, it's to celebrate 25 episodes of Sproutnuts Impractical. In another sense, it's to be stupid and dumb and an attempt to be funny. So I don't know. We'll see. Watch for that.
Being stupid and dumb and attempting to be funny is funny. Just attempting to be funny is funny.
Well, it's me being stupid and dumb in an attempt to be funny. Well, no, it's Hector, because Hector and I are not the same person by any means.
Lies.
I feel like we should move on to Overheard at Moorcroft Manor.
Overheard at Moorcroft Manor. From the helmet of someone who likes some creature that prolongs their horn to fight with or something like that. The helmet is supposed to be resembling to a demon called...
You know what you need to put in the background of that? Is some weird, some sort of phrase that people have to listen for to catch, and you ask, did anybody catch the secret phrase in the Moorcroft Manor bumper this week?
I'd have to make a new one every week, but that would be fun.
All you would need to do is play it over and then be like, and then just whisper something, like, low enough so that people could hear it, but also couldn't hear it. It's like, cheese nips.
What the?
Nutter butter.
12. That's how many nutter butters I can stick in my cheeks.
How do you know that?
Vodka juice boxes.
You know the Chubby Bunny game, right? I assume?
Yes.
Okay. SnipeMobile is coming back out, and we can all look at him. Well, we asked the question that Spyro Knights asked us this Wednesday instead of giving us an update, which is okay because it's about to be Winterfest. Not complaining, just saying. They asked, have you hugged a snipe today?
I hugged a gobble.
No,
snipe.
I did not know I was supposed. Uh-oh.
I might have.
I hugged a gobble
I
snipe.
wasn't sure.
In my days,
With
we
a
didn't
knife.
hug snipes. We chased them around and made them fly.
It was a snipe that came up. A snipe drove up to me, I think, and offered me chocolate.
Out of its van?
It said, get in, I have chocolate.
Was it this van? Was it green?
A big green van with tinted windows.
Yes, it was a green smart car.
It was a green van with blue rims.
That's a smart car, not a van. Let's
and
not kid ourselves.
really heavily tinted windows. Yeah.
Well,
we have chocolate.
I'm hugging
Get
this
in.
snipe right now.
I hugged a gobble snipe the other day with a machete and plucked
Ew.
it.
Disgusting. Winterfest
It
started
tasted
on
like chicken.
Tasted like snipe, actually.
a very unique flavor, mind you.
And gravy.
More
and stuffing.
spicy chicken.
That was last week. It's
Yeah.
been a long time since Thanksgiving holiday already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yet the gobble snipes are still a thing.
Yeah, but we're moving on. Winterfest last year started on December 12th, so you can probably expect it to show up this week, would be my guess.
Yes.
Yeah, like on...
Winterfest should show up tomorrow on my birthday and make me happy. That's all I have to say. December 9th.
Happy birthday to that.
Happy birthday to that.
Happy
birthday
birthday.
to that.
I love it. Happy birthday. Let's get this over with.
Let's have
Hey,
maple
you
vodka.
started it. You finish it.
I did.
I'll pick up some maple vodka.
For the...
Woo!
Wait.
I have to go to class on my birthday.
Are you turning
Oh, that sucks.
70.
17?
This is why I'm happy my birthday's in August. At least then I have it on a break day.
Okay,
Then
so
again,
in,
I've had to go back to college on my birthday every year. So mine's that kind of sucks. It's like, yay, it's my birthday, and for my present I have another year of this.
You could just lug a cake everywhere.
It's a memorial that you're getting older and joining the workforce of the world.
Take a cake to each class and
And,
have all the class sing to you, and so you
never
waste
gets
half the
easier.
class
I
time.
would not do that. That'd be bad. 'Cause I think people would think I'm just seeking attention.
People in
I
high
can
school
beat
think
that.
it gets easier. It doesn't. It gets harder. And then people in college think it's going to get easier. It doesn't. It gets harder. People who are working full-time jobs think it's going to get easier. And it does when you retire at age 65.
From what I've experienced of dual enrollment, college is not that hard.
And yet there's all these international people that aren't in America, in the United States. My beg pardon. Everyone in the Americas, both North and South, are American. And it bugs me when people say that people in the United States of America are American, because while they are, so are Cubans and
Yeah. It bugs those people
Venezuelans.
more. I've heard that.
Anyways, people in the outside the United States that are listening to this and going, it's not college, it's university. And
El Universidad.
This is sausage to me.
you know what? I'm shocked to hear that.
Yes, shocking, isn't
Speaking of shock, let's talk about shock. You like that? Yeah? Okay.
it?
Really?
Oh, I think we've downgraded a couple of points in IQ.
Speaking of shock, and the pun meter just dropped like 5 knots.
If you ask Lockdown, shock is the only status that exists, but we'll talk about it anyways.
And
I
we're
still
all
think poison is more effective because it makes killing you faster.
I think poison's-
Shock is funner because it makes people angry.
it is fun. It is
They're
fun.
like, stop! Stop!
Freeze is what makes people
Let
angry.
me go!
Cheater, nerd.
You're halfway through a swing and you're like, oh.
OMG, shock spammer. Stop it.
Like, use any weapon or any status, and you're automatically a spammer.
I know how to play. Do you?
People who run around with Alchemer, Voltic Alchemer, and one of those any piercing type of fast weapon, they shock you and come up to you, bam, 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 you're dead.
Yeah, if you've ever played a game against Hunter and he has a Shiver Mist, run. Run for your
Most
life.
freeze bombers are annoying like that.
He just freezes you forever. Literally. He can take your entire team and stick them on one spot for the entire game.
You know what I do, and I'll just say this and then we're actually going to talk about shock, but when I feel like the other team is doing poorly, I will pull out Warhammer, Shiver Mist Buster, freeze them in place, and I'll keep freezing them for a while, and they go, oh great. And I said, you want out? And they say, okay. And so I get up behind them and Warhammer charge, and like slam them twice with the Warhammer charge swings, and it's beautiful.
You know what that reminds me of? A crit kill in the game Deadpool, where he sneaks up behind someone with 2 huge hammers and like mime swinging at their head, and then does a huge swing and just blasts their head completely off.
Well, that's Deadpool for you. He's just
I
like
was gonna say.
over the. He's like, how do I kill you? Oh, I know.
Rip his head off.
He just snuck up on him. He's like, I don't care how much sound I make. I'm gonna bash your skull in so hard.
Oh yeah,
it looks
bye.
like you don't have a head there anymore.
By the way, his sneaking technique is totally legit.
It is.
Crouch 2 inches and you'll be fine.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
tiptoe 2 inches towards them.
Dun,
They
dun,
won't.
dun,
hear-
dun,
they're
dun,
like
dun, dun.
they're like the cannon fodder soldiers
Dun,
from
dun, 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 dun.
from the original
Splinter
Metal
Cell.
Gear Solid game.
Tiptoe through the window.
Stab my enemies.
Let's talk about shock. Oh my word, the show is just alive.
And now, the
Yeah.
Arsenal podcast will entertain you
Shock
by
is
licking
very-
9-volt
okay,
batteries.
okay.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I lower the IQ points a couple when I enter the
The
room.
podcast is alive with the sound of insanity.
Yep.
Yeah, Reaper's in a straitjacket over here.
People are drunk
Shock is
with
Shock
the-
is very random. It affects everything differently. This discussion will have less to do with about numbers and more to do with about understanding its inconsistencies.
You're reading the script.
Shock takes deal a fixed amount of damage for any depth, no matter the strength of your shock resistance. This is one of the only few consistent things about shock. It can be reduced by elemental defense. A poison target can also take more damage from shock, but it isn't much.
Okay. In other words, no matter your shock resistance, on one depth you will take the same amount of shock damage. However, if you have elemental defense, you can reduce your shock damage. Now the thing is, shock damage is only a small fraction. Like,
It's like
it
what?
seems to be about
Maybe
1/10
one?
of
Like, as far as pips go.
I don't know, it kind of depends on where you are and how many pips you have.
Yeah.
But it's not much, and so poisoning an enemy will increase the amount of shock damage they take by 1 or 2. And wearing elemental defense to be resistant to shock damage will reduce the amount of damage you take by 1 or 2. So,
Yeah.
I feel like we should add, if you know what I mean, the way you're saying
Yeah,
it.
so damage bonus does not affect shock. And as with fire, shock lasts from 4 seconds at -6 to 9 seconds at +8.
and once again, in case you weren't paying attention, listen carefully because I will only say this
damage
once.
chart.
Yes, you take the amount of status that's being dealt and subtract the defense. So most things in the game will deal +4 status as a generality. So +4 minus whatever your resistance is. Let's say you're wearing full shock resistant armor. That's +4 on your helmet, +4 on your armor. 4 minus 8 is -4. If you're closer to -6, which is 1 end of the scale, you're extremely resistant. Thus, 4 seconds of shock. On the other end, if you're at +8, that's 9 seconds. Okay. Now the inconsistencies.
And there are many.
There are a few.
Yeah,
And
there are quite a few.
there aren't actually lots of clear numbers to this, but a shock spasm appears to be fixed for a given strength. So at +8 strength, the spasm will actually last for longer, about 1.5 seconds. At -6 strength, when you're fully resisting it, it's about 0.5 seconds. And at the 0 strength in the middle, it's about 0.9 seconds. These things are actually hard to accurately measure due to the latency and shenanigans like that.
And because people don't know how to use stopwatches at the right time.
It's
Then
just
again,
hard.
when
Or
you're trying
if
to
you
watch
want
a
the
little spasm,
layman's-
it's kind of difficult.
Exactly.
Or if you want the layman's description of shock damage, it hurts.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
it's
pain,
random.
We need a
especially
current
at-
pun.
If you're at the lowest depth and you have like lower strength, that 1.5 seconds is essentially the difference between getting away and getting smacked by a Mechanite's charge attack. Let's just go with that. And that charge attack is one of the main reasons why you avoid them, because it hurts a lot.
The duration between spasms is random and can be anywhere between 1 and 5 seconds-ish. If you shock multiple enemies at the same time, they won't tick at the same time. The distance between spasms, the time between spasms,
Southern.
try again, spasms, seems to be random. So that's actually... Now here's one thing, a question that I have, and we don't actually have a guaranteed answer to this. Say you're fully resisting shock, so you're shocked for 4 seconds. The distance between shock spasms is 1 and 5 seconds. So, say you have 1 guaranteed shock, right? If you're unlucky, say, it could shock you every second, and you could get shocked 3 times in that 4-second span. Or, if it's 5 seconds between spasms and you get lucky, you'll only be spasming once. And what we don't know, is if there's a guaranteed number of times you're supposed to shock spasm that all have to fit within the time span, or if you can get lucky and, say, only shock once.
I don't think there is. I think it probably works kind of like how fire does.
The particulars of it means it, as we've said, means it doesn't work like fire, where it's not regular ticking.
No, I know that.
So-
I know that. It's just, but I think it only ticks as long as the duration is up. So once the duration is gone, well, there's an issue with. I think even at the end. Is it just me, or is it whenever you get shocked, when you're about to hit 0, you just hit a last tick? There's like a last-minute tick.
That seems to be the case, but then again, it's not always, because I can also think of
Yeah.
times where it was like 2, 1, 0, and I was expecting a spasm and didn't get one. So, I don't know. We don't know what the odds are. Again, it's random, and we just can't tell.
Oh, by the way, thanks for the vodka, Dark Prime.
Bruh.
Yes, because that's all we need right now. We just need to make this show more silly.
Have you ever seen the vodka juice boxes? No.
There are vodka juice boxes.
I'm just going to let that one hang in the air.
Yeah, that one doesn't need any help to stand. It's just kind of supporting itself now.
Well, I mean,
It's-
Or we think it's supporting itself.
Now, what does shock do? On nights, if they're holding maple vodka juice boxes in the air, it'll make them, like... I don't know.
vodka does
Don't get
times
shocked
more
when you're
powerful.
drinking. You might spill some.
vodka does conduct electricity. I'm pretty sure.
It is a liquid.
Yes.
Pure water can't, so can it?
This is true. Yes, it
Water
cannot.
But
can't
no
conduct
water is
electricity.
pure.
Pure water cannot conduct electricity.
But like
At
lake
all.
water can,
Yes, because it has things dissolved in it.
or
and there's-
Dasani bottled water.
And there's
with
free
Deer Park.
electrons. Okay.
So filtered water can't conduct electricity.
Filtered water can, because it still has impurities in it. Pure water, pure theoretical water that kind of doesn't really
H2O.
exist.
H2O.
Like evaporated
H2O
water,
without all
perhaps.
the crap in it.
Yeah. Evaporated water, assuming you can keep every pollutant out, will not conduct electricity. But this is a Smile Nights podcast, and I want
We
to
don't
explain
care
to you.
about the
Water pots.
Nobody cares.
We don't care about the chemistry podcast. On knights, shock does something different than it does on monsters. On knights, it interrupts anything that they are doing when they get shocked.
Beep!
This includes shielding. This includes remedy pills. This includes using charge attacks. Nothing else in the game can interrupt these things.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, I used to be able to
used to be able to interrupt charge.
But not
well,
anymore.
Lumber attacks can interrupt shielding.
Well, of course, natural causes.
3 lumbers back you into a corner.
Right.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Out of my way. Shield dash.
Yeah.
I like the loading screen on Sprawl Knights where it says, like, the electricity coursing through your body may interrupt you some. And I'm like, yeah.
You don't say.
No,
Really?
no
That
kidding.
Must be why I'm stopping every 5
No bleeping
seconds and letting
bleep.
everything surround me and just whack me and beat me to death, so I have to waste my emergency revive.
Indeed. A unique thing about shock is that it doesn't remove those invincibility frames, those blink, blink, blink that makes you invincible. It doesn't do that. So you'll get shocked, and for a half second to 1.5 seconds, depending on your shock resistance, you will be standing, unable to move or do anything, with monsters free to attack you.
You're more like hunched over, like you just got
Kicked
Yeah.
in the
kicked in
gut.
the balls or something. Like, I mean, yeah, every like
At least with stun, you're still capable of
walk,
moving.
walk
But-
fast.
This, the shock,
faster.
is just a pain. Because if you're stuck pinned down for 1.5 seconds, that's more than enough time for 1 or 2 Devilites to chuck things at you.
It's
Indeed.
also
Or for a
why-
silver
Can't
sap to
defend
hit
yourself.
That's also why Lockdown
That's exactly
hates shock.
That's where I was going to go. Because if you shock someone in lockdown, that is a half second to a 1.5 second if they're wearing chaos, say.
And
well,
for knights, a half second is essentially all they need to get out a full combo.
it is pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what makes shock plus Warhammer so dang powerful, because the dash of the Warhammer also doesn't cause invincibility frames. So you can hit a shocked enemy and then dash into them the same way you dash into a stone block and like or a mineral and go straight through it. You do that to an enemy and do damage to him the whole time. It is incredibly potent.
They should, in lockdown, they should randomly release like 30 silver saps into the game.
That would
Oh,
actually
no.
be kind of awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. People are like, oh.
Yeah, that'd be like interfering zombies all over the place.
Yeah, pretty much. Or Grievers. Release the Grievers.
Get behind the force field.
Just
Everyone
make
leaves.
it. Let's just make it Devilites.
They,
Make it
everyone
little freaking
abandons.
Devilites chucking things at you.
Yeah.
That would be incredibly annoying.
Speaking
and
of
if you
monsters.
kill one, you get and if you kill one, you get a shock buff on your weapon, so that every
Ugh.
time you strike, you don't like that.
No,
I think
you.
they just drop hearts.
Plus
but
9.
anyways.
Plus
Or you
9
have
shock on your
Devilites
weapon.
throwing status
Fine, they
effect
drop
weapons
big
all over the
hearts.
place.
You
Okay.
get plus 9 shock on your voltage.
No. On monsters, okay, shock does something different. It doesn't actually interrupt their attacks, but it acts as a temporary freeze. So their movement is halted, their turning is halted, and so that makes it just makes it harder for
I
ranged
think
enemies.
I think it also prevents Wolvers from being able to teleport.
If the shock spasm happens as they're about to teleport because it freezes them, yes,
Yeah.
it does stop them. Otherwise, they can still teleport. But because of this, it just makes it harder for ranged enemies to aim at you and get a lock on you. Makes it harder for melee-focused enemies to function because they can't keep
Yeah,
turning.
if you
and
shock
moving.
Vanaduke, for example, he can be like almost hitting you, and then like he withdraws his staff, and
Yes,
It's
and
shock.
once again, just to make it really clear, shock is not guaranteed to stop an attack.
No.
It can, but you'll see Vanaduke and Trojan say they'll be starting to turn, and they'll get shocked, and they'll just stop for a second, and then keep turning. That's what shock does. It's a temporary freeze. A lumber will be walking at you, and then shock and stop for a second,
Yeah.
and then keep walking at. That's really all it does. If it happens to interrupt an attack, it does. But like you
Yeah.
see, shock on Wolvers, shock on Gremlins, like no effect on the way they
Well, that's 'cause
they
have-
still don't stop
well,
attacking.
At least Wolvers have
Yeah.
status resistance, but
Dark Fangs, yeah. Like, we laugh at you.
Yes. Shock spasms have a small range of splash damage that can damage other enemies or knights who are standing, like, basically in the hitbox of the enemy, it seems. And it can also break blocks, those spasms. So,
that's
You know.
interesting.
this is from Zeddy's field notes. I just wanted to quote this. With enough enemies clumped together, shock can vastly outdamage fire. Because of this, Vortex plus Voltaic Tempest makes for an insanely overpowered combo against the right enemies in large enough numbers. Bring them to a compound to win everything forever.
This is like quoting an expert. That's one of the things you do.
Yeah.
When you're a real.
This is also why, as a 2-star knight, my Voltaic Alchemer was my favorite weapon. Because I was a noob.
Hey, noobs are good. I love noobs.
For breakfast.
I less than 3 and 00B.
Yeah. Quote unquote cross fingers.
Okay, whatever. Fighting, not whatever to you, but like moving on. I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Don't look at me like that.
I love noobs, quote unquote. Fingers crossed.
Okay, so finding exact resistance to shock is really hard since it's inherently random and it's hard to quantify these things, so we don't actually have numbers for you. You know, like, slimes have negative 6.5 freeze resistance, and mechanites have plus 2.5. We don't have that.
22.5 health and stuff.
3.7 joule gigawatts. 9.8 gigawatts? I feel bad.
Shock is annoying. Let's just leave it at that.
Gigawatts or like terawatts?
No, gigawatts from Back to the Future.
I don't watch that movie.
All
I know is that there's a DeLorean,
but Back to the Futures.
Oh,
I
you guys are
will
missing out.
admit that.
If you shock an ice slime, what color does
1.21
it turn?
gigawatts. Thank you,
Okay.
Baroka and
No
Greenland.
more revolting puns.
Huh. Okay, you just made one.
Really?
1.21 gigawatts at 88 miles per hour. Okay, I want mechanites. So we can say mechanites, cats, all slimes, grave scarabs, and gorgos are severely crippled by shock, which makes sense if you think about it. Think about what shock does and these enemies. So basically all the most annoying enemies in the game can be combated by one status. Convenient.
Woohoo. Isn't it though?
Zombies, gremlins, Trojans are hardly bothered by shock.
Especially, yeah.
And the Romulus twins are not immune to shock. I mean, not that it helps you fight them, but it's just kind of interesting.
Although constructs are, aren't they? As the general rule.
No, constructs can still be shocked.
Which one is it that they can't be? Is it poisoned? I don't know.
They cannot be put to sleep.
Sleep, yeah, that's it.
Sleep doesn't do anything.
To robots, no. all mechanites can and will eventually sometimes shock themselves at times.
And shock you.
And shock other mechanites.
Even
If you're close enough.
Even the shock-themed mechanites can shock themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think you can shock them, but I think they can shock themselves.
That's shockingly.
Supposedly, if you're on fire, you can set monsters on fire. Is that true?
We've heard it's true. The game says it's true. I've never seen it.
But
Me either.
I don't ever get the closeness.
Of course, you've seen it with your Mechanite kit.
Just go grab something and hug it. Let's go.
Mechanite. It's melting. It melts in your arms.
Yep. I've actually literally this happened one time to me. I was just made it through a candlestick, or it wasn't a candlestick. It was some other level, and my Mechanite came by. I was like nearly dead. I was in Sonic mode, so I had 1 pip of health left, and my Mechanite comes up behind me while I'm waiting for someone to get to the elevator and shocks me and kills me. This was before Spark of Life revives, and I had to revive with energy just to get on the elevator to finish the run.
What? Was it just you?
It was me and a friend.
Oh, what was the friend?
I can't remember.
They couldn't come to the elevator and.
Well, but I wanted my things. I wanted my stuff and things and stuff.
Yeah.
I was right there, and my Mechanite just had to.
I've died on the elevator before.
This is why I don't like using Mechanites. They are unreliable.
They're cannon fodder. They're good for like meat shield type things, but other
They're
than that,
only good when they're actually in the. If they're killed within the fight, unless there's any more fighting you have to do, then they're fine. Otherwise, they're just a hazard. Basically,
That's actually a good
you.
thought. That's a very good thought.
Well, I some friends of mine and I in Lionheart, we went on a 1 through 29 run and did Vanaduke. And by the end of Vanaduke, we agreed at the beginning to save all of our Mechanite kits. And we released 7 Mechanites into Vanaduke. It was quite fun.
They would have all died pretty quick.
They did die pretty quickly, but like it distracted all the zombies, and Vanaduke kept whacking them like whack-a-mole.
That's funny. Anyways, yeah, Mechanites, they also count as entities, so they will spawn more Phantoms in your graveyards, and they'll spawn more Grimalkins in your Candlestick Keeps.
Yeah, another reason not to use the darn things.
Anyways,
Will
Voltaic Tempest...
Grimalkins aggro to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
But there's more of them spawning in.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Grimalkin attack us.
Speaking of Grimalkins, by the way, just pro tip... You know in the Scared to Death mission where you're supposed to free the Knights? Unless you desperately want the meat shield, don't free the Knights. Just don't do it, because you can complete the mission and get all the credit without ever freeing the Knight.
I know this.
And
It's so sad.
All it does is add Grimalkins to your level.
Knight Elite, Ladison, you left all of your Knights behind, and they all died.
Nobody cares.
Here with me.
They all died horrible
no,
deaths.
You left them in the cage. No, they're
He
right
was-
here with me.
He was in the cage before I got there, and he was fine. He's still in the cage now. Should still be fine.
Should still be fine.
He was tortured
He's
to death by
safer in that
Gremlins.
Candles
cage
by
than
him.
he
He
is
won't
out
be
here.
eaten by Grimalkins until the candles run out.
Oh, goodness. Voltaic Tempest deals minor 0 shock. Polaris, Storm Driver, Static Flash, Static Shocking, Salt, Bomb, and your Chaotic Haze deal a moderate +2 shock. Voltage deals... Oh, goodness, excuse me. Voltage deals strong +4 shock. And thanks again to Zeddy for slogging through this painful research, because he was kind of... Where is this air that is coming out my mouth coming from, besides my stomach? Beg pardon.
Lungs.
Yeah, Zeddy was lamenting to me a little bit when he was researching this. He's like, it's so inconsistent, it's so random, I can't figure these things out. So
Well, yeah. What if you just, like, are able to look at the code or something and determine...
That would be
'cause there's-
beautiful.
Because there should be percentages and...
there is, it's all encrypted though. Yeah, all the DAT files.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
It's encrypted so that only the client can open it, yeah.
there is a .dat file that's called droptables.dat, and I want to see it so bad. But
What?
You could email, like, Nick or something for it. I won't tell anyone, I swear.
Greenlink also
I
says
will tell someone unless you...
Greenlink does note too. Shock is good to find invisible enemies like cloaked chromalisks and gremlin stalkers.
Oh, yeah.
But
Although you can see them anyway, except for Gremlin Stalkers.
gremlin stalkers
Yes, it
are
is.
nice and invisible. Okay.
Chromas you can see.
Well, we're going to skip transmutations, which is where we suggest things we want to see added to the game on account of us not having any.
Capes! Okay,
I
done.
still have the same one that I usually
No
do.
capes.
Everyone has the same ones that they always do.
They should have a vodka, a junk status, where you just stumble around.
/ junk?
Yeah. You stumble around and bubbles go above your head.
And Jumble comes out.
Well,
with
you
your chat
can
box.
do... So the premise behind the I'm Not Drunk challenge that I talked about earlier was that you rebind your keys so that W is S and S is W. Basically, up is down and down is up, and the switch left and right. So to go down and to the right, you have to press the buttons for up and to the left. And so I'm spending my time like bumping into walls and like running backwards.
So wrong.
The weird thing is because your
Spiral
brain...
Does
Your
that mean that we
brain.
have to swap if we use keyboard command controls? Do we have to swap Z, X, and C for attack and defend?
No, that's painful though too. I play left-click shields, right-click attacks. My sister plays left-click attacks, right-click shields. So I'm
That's
trying to
how I
help her
play,
with
too.
stuff.
That's how I play, yeah. That's how
alright.
normal people
That
play.
is weird.
I'm left-handed. That's what can I
I'm
say.
left-handed too. You have no
You're
excuse.
too mainstream. I don't know. Anyways, it's the brain. The human brain is a fascinating thing, and by the end, I was naturally walking backwards. I was naturally using these keys,
Yeah.
and I switched it back, and I couldn't work it.
Yeah, that's
I
how-
couldn't
that's
work
how
it
it
for
is.
the longest time, and I was trying to work the controls correctly and pressing all the buttons backwards.
Yeah.
That's how the brain works,
That's-
and it's a beautiful thing.
It's a really interesting thing you can do, like there's an optic experiment you can do with upside down glasses you put on for a day.
I've heard that.
And you put on glasses that make everything upside down. And after a couple of days, everything turns right side up. And then when you take off the glasses, everything's upside down in your normal vision for a few days. Or not for like a couple hours at least, but
That's a little different than a few days, but
Fun stuff.
well, it takes a couple of days for the glasses to
Wow.
turn
The
down.
we have a majority of left-handers here. Dark
I'm
Prime is
left-handed.
left. Zang, are you?
Yes, I'm left-handed.
Zang is left-handed. Reaper is left-handed. I am left-handed. Green Link is left-handed. Dark Prime is left-handed. I imagine
It's an
Rocco
entire
is not.
left-handed show. That's why we're so. That's why we're acting so funny.
I don't know. All right, moving on. Spiral Order Recon. I got it. Yikes. I'd be happy to get better from this sinus infection as my birthday gift. But, you know.
When you blow out your
Leave.
candles, wish on that really, really hard. I think it probably might work, but that would be a waste of a wish.
I can cure that cold in like
Just
3 or 4
say,
days.
I wish I don't get sick again.
That's what 17 candles are for, so you can make 17 wishes as you blow each one out.
No, it's only one.
I can cure the common cold in most patients in about a week.
Stop it!
I'm a
Stop
miracle
it!
worker right
Stop
now.
it! Stop it! Stop it!
I didn't have the common cold. I had a flu that turned into sinus infection. But hey.
Double lung pneumonia.
Thank goodness, no. We have Undead Battle on the Mon or Pale Tumbler. Yes, it's a mouthful. Undead Battle is the name of the piece of art, and it's just kind of
It's monopale.
cool aesthetic, and it's like someone slaughtered Zhang and stole his armor.
Wait, what?
And is wearing it. Check out the art.
Going.
I'll throw a link here.
For you kids.
Undead battle. Clicking.
Wanna
Wanna
buy
buy
some
a
drugs?
snipe?
Quick, drag to your own.
Want to buy some vodka?
Except they didn't get the cloak right, and the shield,
No,
and the
it's
sword.
not supposed to be you, though. It's just a really nice aesthetic.
Yeah, I know it's
I
not
like-
supposed to be me. I
Yeah,
wish
if
it was,
it's a
though.
picture of him,
I will
it's
never
a-
get a dance. I will
If
never
it's a
get
picture of you,
dance.
you'll be in a
I
jail.
will never. I'm never gonna dance again.
You can dance?
I danced with you. I'm sorry.
But I
Did
like.
you go to a dance recently?
We're sorry. Is that result of that glug glug you heard in a couple minutes back?
I know, seriously.
He has a VAC of .06
The only pictures
right now.
of Zhang I've ever seen are in jail. So, I mean, he's wearing a
Yeah.
little
Wearing
orange-
striped clothes.
The worst part is I actually commissioned about, what was it, like 600 to 800 energy for someone to draw a picture of my character, and they never got to it. So I was 600 to 800 energy out, and it pissed me off because of the fact that
They made off with your stuff.
I just
I bribed you to
it
do
is.
something and you took my money.
Who was it?
Shep's person, I think.
You gotta
Either
keep up with
Shep's
your...
person or Shep's members.
Pro tip, if you ever do art for people, if they have reputation, like they've done a bunch of art for other people before, then
This
that's good.
person did have a
But
reputation. That
even at the same
I
time,
even
always
sent them friggin' photos and everything, and I didn't get anything back in return.
always keep up with them. Just say, how's it going, is it coming? And keep up with them so that you can like do things like report them if they're not.
If they have
Because
like
it's
reputation,
basically
then-
stealing if they don't give you what you've got back. It's fraud, which is banned in the terms of service, so, you know. And in, like, the code of morality,
Yeah.
fraud.
Human decency.
Yeah, something like that. We have Snipe Dance Smiley Face by Lena Kitten, and it's a GIF, and it's a good GIF, and everyone should, like, see it and be happy that it exists. It's 2 pictures of a GIF of a gobble snipe tilting his head back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and he's eternally dancing. And someone should set it to music.
This is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on. My friends, the podcast,
Host started singing it.
not knowing what it was. And they just kept on singing it now forever just because it is the song that never...
Okay.
Batteries
Okay.
ran out.
The 9 volts.
Because we love to
I get
decorate
shocked.
the Snarby. Remember we had, like, pretty Snarby that Tavakia did and dressed him
Yeah,
up?
like with the teacups and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have fancy Snarby. So, with a top hat and a monocle and a pipe. So this is by
The Philoso Snarby.
the Igginess.
Wait a minute.
And it is called Fancy Snarby. And it's just the Snarlax with his 3 triple
I like
beaded
his
eyes.
hair and his
And-
ears.
Yeah,
Very
he's
nice.
got, like, red ears and hair. And he's got, like, a bow tie. Oh, the bow tie I missed.
And the bow tie.
Yeah, and the pipe and the monocle and...
And the 3 eyes.
Yep.
Wait, that's normal.
You know,
Right.
there you go. That's Fancy Snarby. And lastly, we want to feature the perfect Mask of Sirius work in progress by Stark Dust, which is basically awesome, and Lord Hood loves it.
Isn't this the guy that's been like making everything, like just hand making everything?
I don't think it's the same.
Is it the guy who made like the Acheron and?
No, it is a different person.
No, that's a completely different person. That guy, that was because if that were the case, this mask would be a lot bigger.
The Acheron and the what was it? The Wolverhelm and a Caliber, I think. I want to say.
Yeah, but then, like I said, the mask would be a lot bigger considering he's basically going. He measured, I think, based on like, how if our figures were situated like the knights at our same height, how they would increase or decrease. That's why he set the helmet up and the sword the way he did, just to make it so it looked appropriate to physical proportion.
Yeah.
But anyways,
you have giant heads.
I like the mask. That the links to all of these will be on the show notes on our website at sklayelite.com/arsenal. As I've said, it's got like the mask has got like weathering and paint streaks and all sorts of cool stuff. It looks great. It's got like eye holes. Work in progress. We will try to feature that one when it gets finished. That is that.
Yes.
Anyone else? No. I'm not even gonna open it up. We're just gonna keep going. I don't know.
Bizarre.
We're going into rapid fire mode, sort of.
Something.
Santy
like
hats
that.
are lame.
Hold on, save it for the bumper. Save it for the bumper. Bazaar. Banter.
Why does that sound like a snipe was blowing his nose or something? That
wasn't a
that chuckle and the.
It's a Devilite, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, it sounded like
I don't think Devilites chuckle. I think the only thing that chuckles in the game is Gremlins.
Yeah, that was a gremlin sound. Anyways, yeah, Santy hats are kind of lame.
Except for the humbug hat, which is kind of cool.
All right,
yeah,
so
and the
well,
scarves.
the thing is, I think there's like arguments between that because when I first got my humbug hat and I put it on, people were like, "Oh, I don't like that. That doesn't look good." And I think it actually looks pretty good considering the fact that it's not another red, white, and green hat. It's actually supposed to be darker themed. You get it from Gremlins, people. It's not supposed to look nice.
All right, let's explain these real fast. The Santy hats can be gotten, I believe, with Winter Wishes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which you acquire doing the only mini game, one of the only effectively useful replayable missions that we have to this day.
It is a spammable, grindable, eternally replayable mission that is completable.
Yes, exactly.
That will be coming most likely this week with Winterfest, where you try to make your way through gremlins and grievers and fiends.
Originally it was Krogma coins, wasn't it?
No, you could get things with Krogma coins. In this, you could get the Frosty prize boxes with, and we'll talk about this when Winterfest actually gets here. Yeah. But you play the mission, you get these tokens, the award tokens that are Winter Wishes. You can use them in the Haven to buy these Santy hats, and they all expire, all of them. And we talked about last year why they expire, because it would not make sense in the dead of summer when we're having a summer event for you to also be wearing your Santy hat that is snowing around you.
People wear cupcake hats all the time, so.
But that's different. That's universal.
Then there's the humbug hat, which is also universal.
The humbug hat is universal because it can work with other costumes. It's not like it's actually applying snow. Mm-hmm. Because the Sandy hats, there is a non-snowy version and a snowy version that has the literal like snow aura around it, where with falling snow. Of each
and then there's the winter stuff.
And then, of course, there's your humbug hat, which if you play the Winterfest mission enough times, there's a random drop of this humbug hat as a costume that you can get from the gremlins you kill.
Yeah, it got to the point after a while that once you got one of the pith hats, or if you were one of those people that really felt the need to get all of them, you didn't actually play the mission to be able to get the presents to the children. You played the mission to kill the little gremlin dudes who were trying to steal the presents from you.
You would kill gremlin babies to give presents to gremlin babies. Logic.
Which is why are gremlin babies trying to prevent you from giving presents?
They're trying to get their Christmas presents, and you're like killing them for trying to get.
It's not gremlin babies though; they're full-grown gremlin. The story is they're hoodlums. They're like street Grinchlins. Yeah, they're like street gremlins that are.
That's what
like
they're called.
thugs.
They're Grinchlins.
I think they're hoodlums. They're hoodlums. They're my
Did
servants.
no one think that one through? That
Grinch
that
does?
actually would make sense.
It does make sense. That's what they're called.
Yeah,
Are their hearts a few sizes too small?
3 Rings is smarter than you
Excessively.
think. Probably. So anyways, the Santy Hats, in lieu of the fact that you could instead be getting frosty prize boxes, I would think to tell you, don't waste time on these hats that expire in 2 weeks. It's just not worth it to me, or a month when they expire. The Humbug hat, on the other hand, doesn't...
Or the scarves. You know.
Yeah,
For
there's
2 or 3
scarves that
years.
you can get instead. There's other things, there's better things that stick around and last for longer.
there's that one winter scarf, the one that actually looks
Yeah.
like a winter scarf instead of a long white sheet.
Well, halfway through the event, they said, "Oh, we're going to do something extra for Tier 3 players so they can."
It was the first time Winterfest had ever happened, and we talked about this as it was happening. But it was the first time Winterfest has ever happened, and just like Apocalypse, where they kind of had to, they released it thinking it was okay, and then found out, wait, it's not okay. Let's fix it. That's what they had to do for Winterfest. Except Winterfest, there was like no incentive. Mm-hmm. It's like I could grind this mission forever to get costume items, or I could be on my merry way. No, we'll give you scarves, and we'll give you humbug hats. And
The scarf and
We'll make it
humbug
so you
hat.
have to grind the mission extensively to get the humbug hat. Remember the fact that you essentially would have had to play through it multiple times to actually be able to get it completely.
Although the scarves dropped
I mean,
randomly
though
from
it took me like 5 tries to actually get it.
stalkers.
So I was actually genuinely surprised how quickly I found it.
the scarves you had to buy, the humbug hat you would find from a drop.
Yeah.
Like Zane
from the
did.
stalkers.
Yeah, it wouldn't drop scarves. We will talk about this again because this mission, probably next week, we'll talk about all this stuff again and go into more detail. Point is, I wouldn't waste time on Santy hats. I would get scarves and
It's the Santy
boxes
Soleil.
instead. And I would also try and get the humbug hat, tier 3 only. It looks kind of nice. It's orange plus your prismatic color, like on a Phantom mask, is what it kind
Okay,
of
so
seems to
but
be.
if they did like a red with white fur trimmed like suit, I might get it.
Yeah, that would be kind of worth it.
And you got like a girth extension.
No, just a reskin of the Wolver coat. I would take it. That's red and white.
Red and white.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
okay.
would,
That'd be
I would
acceptable.
take that too. But the one that they have out is...
Yeah.
You might as well have just tossed powdered snow all over this.
Oh, that's right. It's the Imposter Claus suit.
Yeah.
They have that too. Yeah, there is like a Santa
There's an
coat.
Imposter Claus suit.
Yeah,
There is.
Yeah, the Winterfest coat.
Yeah, that actually looks decent.
I completely forgot about that. That wasn't in the show notes, but we should be talking about it since we're talking about this stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, it looks alright too. You have the opportunity to get all this stuff in the coming week, so enjoy. Next week we'll be talking about Stranger Hats. Or Snipe Hats. But really, who cares? No Stranger Hats.
I have a Snipe hat.
Stranger Hats that include the Sniped Hats, which is really the only one who cares. The only one anyone
Volcanic
cares about.
Stranger hat. I sold my Volcanic Stranger hat for like 150K. Which is a lot.
Next week. Alright, let's wrap this thing up. Like the show, like it was on a sugar high and it took a crash.
Yeah.
And suddenly we're all like,
That's how I usually am, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, your unique variants.
Before the show started, we were working on some of our Christmas parody stuff, and we are going to continue to work on our Christmas holiday carol parody stuff. So you can give us a Christmas carol parody idea, and if we use it, we'll pay you 10k crowns. Straight up, just like that. Put your IGN. We got a thread.
We'll make sure to pay you up front.
Yep, we got a thread on our forums.
This will be out of Lad's pocket.
If you come up with any idea, feel free to post it. Post as many times as you want. It will come out of my pocket unless you two other hosts want to help me. But I have plenty of crowns for this, and I want to see. We're only going to make a few of them, so if you can
I'm
beat
poor.
us to it, then go for it. The link will be on our website, as always, as it has been for the last few episodes. And you can just suggest, hey, use this song and call it this. And if you want to, here's some lines. But we will take as much as the song and what we should turn it into change it from holidays to Spiral Nights or this podcast related in some way, and we'll use it. So,
Walking through the snow on the Haven Winterfest.
yeah.
Bringing
Don't make me
presents
pay you
to
10 crowns.
the
Just
children. Something. I'm trying to. I gotta rhyme. We gotta
The gremlins, we will.
What would be jingle? What would you replace Jingle Bells with? Grind, 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 troll, lo, 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 lo. Grind, 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 grind. Yeah,
that's just the thing. Grind, 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 grind. We just sing that instead of
grind, 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 grind,
grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind, grind. This game is such a grind.
That would actually almost be funny. I will keep that in mind.
If you don't come up with anything else.
Oh, guys, have you heard the internet parody of "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow"?
Let us scroll.
Yeah, that's.
Let us grind. Let us grind.
Yeah. Oh, we should do. Yeah.
Let us stroll.
The weather outside is frightful, but the internet is so delightful.
And since we've no place
and
to go,
and the internet's not much better.
Let us
I would
scroll,
say.
Let us scroll,
I wonder if internet's for.
Now, we gotta figure out how to make Let Us Grind rhyme with something. But Spiral Knight's grind? I don't know. Maybe one song about grinding.
Find.
No, mind. There's a lot of words that rhyme with grind. It makes it easy, but let's just do one song with grind. About grind, because that's not all Spiral Knights is.
Okay.
No, it's
Anyways, we shouting out to people at the end of the show. We shout out to... I feel... nah, I'm not even gonna do that. I don't have any...
Try to shout out to people.
So to say, shout out to Reaper for joining us today.
Yo.
Thank you for always bringing laughter to the show. And making it caffeinated, it seemed like, for the first half, and quiet for the second half.
Well, that's because I can't really talk about Winterfest because I have not been receiving Spiral Knights updates.
Oh, this is true. And
he hasn't been able to connect to Spiral Knights because his internet is crap.
When the holidays come on over here and we'll have like a 4-hour Winterfest grinding party and we'll just run the thing and go insane. It'll be great.
Like your eyes are.
Why
really
does that not like? Why does
Silver Lining
sound
though?
Like a good idea.
Silver Lining though, we might be getting DSL next year in May. Because our satellite subscription to this horrible internet service expires, and my dad would be able to run some cable, and we might actually get good internet.
Well, good.
And the crazy thing is, with the internet that we have 3 gigs a month, and it's all bad during the day. But right as we hit 11 o'clock, it goes to unlimited internet. For some reason, I have no idea why, but they just start feeding us a ton of, I don't know.
60.
It's like jumps to 100 gigs.
Megs.
And we're like, why? Why can't you just switch it around?
Well, you've been listening to Reaper's Problems with the Internet podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been episode 1.
Group therapy sessions.
Something
Group
like that.
therapy sessions, the podcast.
The Arsenal podcast.
Alright, well, I guess if that's that... Thanks to Walter O'Dim for the I'm Not Drunk challenge, as I said in the episode. That's coming out this week. Thanks to Hector Gestavio for coming and doing an episode for us, though I caught him at the end. Caught him at the end of his making the episode. He was like, I'm leaving, excuse me. And I was like, okay, fine. And so I'll publish that this week just because I watched it. It's alright. Whatever. That's the end of episode 59. You can tell a friend about us, because that's how we get more listeners and things like that. Say, hey, look, that's this podcast about Spiral Knights, and it's fun to listen to while you're roaming the Clockworks.
Let's watch it.
Let's listen to it. Because so many people have the insistent... I'm just going to clarify that, because so many people seem to have the insistent thought that you have to watch this podcast. You really don't. All the audio episodes are on iTunes and the website, and now on YouTube. You can listen to them because that's what a podcast is.
Over and over again.
So
as much as you want.
Unless you're me.
Yeah.
Wait.
With no internet. Anyways.
Unless you don't have internet, then wait.
I just like sleep during the whole day.
It's worth it because then you'll get more episodes.
He has a houseboat in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. That's where he lives.
Anyways, you tell a friend about us and say, hey, listen to this podcast. You should listen to it while you're roaming the Clockworks. It's at sklaely.com/arsenal. That's all you need to do. It's cool. Fun stuff. And yes, if you would like to call us, you can call us at 1-678-322-7765 and be the very first one. Be exciting. Leave your name. Tell us stuff. You can find us on Steam. We have a Steam group, and you can find us on Twitter and on Facebook and on Tumblr and on YouTube. youtube.com/SklayElite. Fun stuff there. All the stuff I've been talking about in Practical and Hector Hestavio, you can check all that out on our channel. You can email us at arsenal@sklayelite.com, and you can check out, of course, as I've said, all of the episodes and all the show notes and all sorts of other cool stuff on our website, which is sklayelite.com/arsenal. This has been the Arsenal
Thanks,
podcast.
Greenlink, by the way.
Thanks to Greenlink? What? Huh?
I just said that to interrupt you.
Oh, alright. Well, thank you for interrupting me. Thanks to Greenlink. Thanks to Dark Prime VR and to Maroka _ and to... That's all the people that attended the stream today. We had a nice quiet day. Oh, well.
It is kind of sad that there wasn't that many people here.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, there's not that many people here.
It's not. It was a riotous episode, though. Ed, you can...
Not to mention the fact that it is leading up to the week that everyone fears.
This is true.
I know.
Well, it's coming. The grind is coming. Prepare your souls. This has been Ladders and Sklay with...
Different grind for me.
This has been Ladders and Sklay with... Say your name.
Say your name.
No, you're supposed to say something.
With.
Lord.
Wait, are we going in reverse order? Because then I'm going to say my name.
Baron Viscount Lord Hood the Ninth.
Jeez!
Son of.
I'm not gonna do that.
Don't want people to feel too belittled now.
Son of Brian, son of Dave.
Let's end on a musical number.
The Arsenal just derailed. Da, da, da. The Arsenal just derailed.
Da, 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 da.
The Arsenal just derailed somewhere about 5 minutes in.
It's a great in.
They
went on a rant about Full Metal Alchemist. They went on a rant about League of Legends.
Fun stuff. It will happen. The actual song will happen. Coming to a podcast near you. Stay tuned. Winterfest is coming. Thanks, Reaper, for joining us.
Are we done recording?
You're welcome.
Wait, are we done?
We are now. Bye, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Okay.
We love you.
Geared up and ready to go? Thanks for listening to the Arsenal, a Spiral Knights podcast. See links and listen to previous episodes on our website, sklayelite.com/arsenal. Send comments, questions, and audio to arsenal@sklayelite.com or give us a call at 1-678-322-7765.
The Arsenal just derailed.
Okay, so there was 2 hookers at my house last night at a party, and one of them had this Chihuahua, and it was like the tiniest little dog I've ever seen, and its eyes were like gigantic.
By the way, the hooker part of this is completely true.
I was going to say, can we clarify last name hooker, not hooker occupation?
You didn't know that.
Last name and
the
occupation.
fact that you said 2 hookers at a party is a problem.
So 2 hookers walked into a bar.
It was my house, actually. But
Just
You
what happened
said
next.
I have it on recording. You said 2 hookers at a party, so it's your hole that you did it on.
okay, well, anyway, there was this Chihuahua, and
So you said.
its eyes were like the size of tennis balls. My cat was bigger than that thing.
Wow.
It probably weighed like 3 pounds. And it was loud, too. Okay, so my German Shepherd is 13. Pretty old for a German Shepherd. She had a stroke, and so she can't really move her back legs. She's on medication and stuff. And so they were like coming up out of their car, and like, oh, can we put the Chihuahua down and let him walk? Like, oh, sure, we have a dog in there, but she can't really like, move or anything, so it'll be fine. The dog like trots past the door. Smokey, our German Shepherd, like comes running out, like limping and like trying to like chasing the Chihuahua all over the yard. Like no. Noodle,
Wow.
that was its name. Noodle the Chihuahua, and
His big ass.
it was pretty funny. It wouldn't have been funny because my dog could probably swallow it like a pill, but
Or noodle.
her noodle, yeah. But and that thing was like it was on like vibrate for the next hour. It was like shaking. Like this gigantic dog almost ate me.
Oh, wow. That's too funny.